We now have the fourth sexual harassment charge against Herman Cain, and this time the accuser has come out publicly. And this is not really sexual harassment as much as sexual assault, if she is telling the truth. This is Sharon Bialek. She's being represented by Gloria Allred, which then, of course, gives us a note of skepticism to the story. Gloria Allred is known as a celebrity attorney. In other words, she is an attorney who likes to make celebrities out of her clients and is a celebrity for representing people and getting them in the news one way or another. Now, nonetheless, these are some serious charges from Bialek, and certainly Allred knows how to get them attention, so she gets her in front of a camera and has her explain the story of what happened in 1997 when Bialek was basically looking for help in a job search and ran into Herman Cain.
I met Mr. Cain while I was employed at the Educational Foundation of the National Restaurant Association. About a month before I was terminated, I interacted with him on several occasions during the 5 days of the NRA convention in Chicago. About a month later, I was let go by the foundation. I was devastated. I loved the job and the industry, and in the short time that I had been there, I felt that we were really doing well in terms of fundraising. My boyfriend suggested that I should reach out to Mr. Cain to see if he might be able to help me find another job with the foundation or in some other capacity. I then took the train to Washington, D.C. When I checked into the room, I was shocked. I had a palatial suite, and the bellman, I said to the bellman, there's got to be some mistake, but he insisted that there was no mistake. I later found out that Mr. Cain had arranged for the suite, though at the time I thought maybe my boyfriend had tried to surprise me.
Yeah. No, that's not what happened, but Herman Cain's about to surprise you, if your story is true. Look, I gotta be honest, whenever I see a Gloria Allred story, I discount it by about 50%, the chance of it being true. Do you see Allred? She does this every time. They're doing a press conference, the lady's at the mic, Allred's like nearly making out with her. She's so close, she's like, I'm in the camera shot, right? I'm in the camera shot, right? So now, on the other hand, you know, you go to Allred, you're going to get a lot of press attention. So maybe that's why they go to her. So I don't know. But to make up this kind of story again, well, it takes some sort of...
because he has a lot of chutzpah.
You'd have chutzpah to make this part up. Listen to what she says next.
I met Mr. Cain in the lobby of the bar at the Capitol Hilton at around 6:30 p.m. We had drinks at the hotel, and he asked how I liked my room, which is kind of normal, and I said I was very surprised. I said, I can't believe it. I've got this great suite. It's gorgeous. Mr. Cain kind of smirked and then said, I upgraded you. He then took me to an Italian restaurant where we had dinner. During dinner, Mr. Cain looked at me and said, why are you here? I said, actually, Herman, my boyfriend, whom you met, suggested that I meet with you, and because he thought you could help me because I really need a job.
I need a job. Okay, so that's why you're here. Well, then Herman Cain's got a suggestion for how you can get that job, and it ain't pretty.
While we were driving back to the hotel, he said that he would show me where the National Restaurant Association offices were. He parked the car down the block. I thought that we were going to go into the offices so that he could show me around. At that time, I had on a black pleated skirt, a suit jacket, and a blouse. He had on a suit with his shirt open. But instead of going into the offices, he suddenly reached over and he put his hand on my leg, under my skirt, and reached for my genitals. He also grabbed my head and brought it towards his crotch. I was very, very surprised and very shocked. I said, what are you doing? You know I have a boyfriend. This isn't what I came here for. Mr. Cain said, you want a job, right? I asked him to stop, and he did. I asked him to take me back to my hotel, which he did, right away.
Damn. It's not often you go right for the genital grab. Look, it's so hard to know who's telling the truth, and I'm going to keep it real with you. The story might be made up, or it might be entirely true, right? But that's a strong move, you know? It's a strong sexual assault move. Like, not, hey, you know, lean over for the kiss, but boom, go right underneath the skirt. You know, by the way, that's something else that Arnold Schwarzenegger was accused of when he was running for office, and then later... oh no, this was against Meg Whitman that Gloria Allred brought this lady out.
You don't know me. and I don't know you.
That was the nanny fired from Meg Whitman, by Meg Whitman, that Gloria Allred did a press conference where she's leaning up against her too, going, go ahead. Okay, so look, who knows, but that is, if that's true, there's some chance she should have filed charges. But he apparently brought her back. So what's she looking for now? Let's find out.
I want you, Mr. Cain, to come clean. Just admit what you did. Admit you were inappropriate to people. America is in and then move forward. America is in a horrible turmoil, as we all know. We need a leader who can set an example which exemplifies the standards of a good person and moral character. Mr. Cain, I implore you, make this right so that you and the country can move forward and focus on the real issues at hand.
At this point, Gloria Allred's in the middle of the shot. Like, the woman, the accuser's almost off camera. That's how far she's pushed her out. And is that what they're really looking for, just for him to say, oh, my bad, I shouldn't have grabbed your genitals without asking? Or are they looking for money? I have no idea. Are they looking for fame? I don't know. So it's hard to know their motivations. But that's a disturbing story if it's true. And that, by the way, it shows incredibly poor judgment on 18 different levels. And I've never heard of a dude just going right under the skirt, other than these politicians, right? I mean, don't you go for the kiss first? Who dives under the, that's crazy. It's crazy, dog. So I don't know if Herman Cain did it, but if he did, that is definitely disturbing. I guarantee you Herman Cain's response will be, I don't recollect, unless you have the evidence, in which case later I will say I do recollect, but it wasn't that big a deal. I just asked her what her height was.